Thank you so much, Dr. Ranjit, for inviting me in this esteemed conference group and for the nice introduction by Prashant Agrawalji and all the esteemed speakers who joined today in the morning. All have benefited the members of the learners so efficiently. And today I have taken the topic this artificial intelligence in forensic sciences, looking to its scope, its value in the coming generation. So my talk will be on the artificial intelligence in forensic sciences, near future, scope and dangers, and I will highlight some of the boon or the curse of these technology. Now, isn't it amazing, while the general conceptions and facts about AI are that this artificial intelligence will take over the world. On the other hand, this machine learning can be more helpful and beneficial to prevent the level of destruction that is caused by natural disasters. And even these humanoid robots, they are helping us. They are assisting us in forms of Sophia, Nadine, and Mika. And also we have the child robots also. So these humanoid robots are assisting us in a huge way in this latest scenario. And when I have to say that, and I look into the depth of the growth of this artificial intelligence, I have found this that anywhere door time machine reality is no far away a dream that has been depicted in our this Doraemon series, and where we can, if ask the question that where would we like to go, so when we can go directly from this anywhere door to the moon. We can land on the moon directly. So this is the beauty of this artificial intelligence. Now, but before going to the depth of this thing, we have to be very cautious about what artificial intelligence can give us. So while AI can provide this valuable support, it is also important to remember that we cannot lapse about the human expertise and the ethical considerations, and the legal standards should be very significant in guiding the use of these AI models in the forensic sciences. So today I will cover some of the important aspects about the evidence collection and analysis, facial recognition, suspect identification, object recognition, digital evidence analysis, some pattern recognition, time of death examinations, forensic imaging, and much, much more, and various disciplines of the forensic sciences. Yeah. So first we have to see that artificial intelligence ethical implications. The use of artificial intelligence in forensic science raises several ethical concerns, and one major concern is the potential for biases in the algorithms that is used for the data analysis. If the data used to train the algorithms is itself in bias, the result will also be biased, and we could lead to wrongful convictions or other injustices. And another concern is the lack of transparency in the decision-making process. It can be difficult to understand how an AI system arrived at the particular conclusions, and it makes it difficult to challenge or appeal a decisions also. And if we see the drawbacks and the limitations, there are several potential drawbacks to its implementations. And one major limitations is the need for the large amount of the high quality data to train the algorithms. And this can be very difficult to obtain in many cases, particularly for the rare or unusual types of the evidences. So we need to have a very good data to train on, and the system should be having a very good information. The information should not be flawed or should not be complete. So then only we can have a proper aspect about this. So I will touch this Bhilwara case where a little minor girl was allegedly murdered, and later on her parts were chopped off and some of them thrown into the coal furnace, and some parts, pieces of her body were disposed of in a nearby pond to remove the evidences. Now, in such cases, this AI can help by tracing the various pieces of the body as the bones, the muscles, the footprints, the fingerprints, and even it can analyze the toxicants as carbon monoxide or other chemicals that are based on sensing such things by the portable devices in the crime scenes. So in such cases, we need to have that looking to the severity of the crimes. Efforts are being made to expedite the case through a fast track court in order to secure capital punishment for all of the accused. And here also forensic experts will look into whether the girl was conscious or unconscious when she was placed in the furnace, as well as whether her body was dismembered before being thrown into the pond. So all such questions can be very easily answered by the AI technology without losing these evidences at the crime scene and without consuming so much of the time. And here I have to say that stop these rapes and crime against women and respect humanity. Now, looking to the artificial intelligence in forensic sciences, the very first thing is in the evidence collection and analysis, where AI can help identify and categorize the evidences at crime scene, such as the blood stains, fingerprints, trace materials. And it can also assist in analyzing this pattern and relationships between various pieces of evidences, how can they correlate to each other. And in spite, we have in object recognitions, this AI can automatically detect and identifies various objects in the crime scene photographs or the videos, and assisting in reconstructing the events and understanding the sequence of the actions. So we have the samples of victims collections and we can collect samples from the suspect also. So various samples can be easily identified by the artificial intelligences. So when we talk about the artificial intelligence in forensic toxicology and poison analysis, the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning can give us better accuracy and speed of the processes and analyze the detection of the toxic substances in the biological samples. Now, artificial intelligence can be used to analyze the chemical structures of the toxic substances and predict their toxicity. And this can help in the identifications of unknown poisons more accurately in a minimum framework of a time and give rise to the development of new antidotes. And by using these machine learning algorithms to analyze these large data sets of the drug interactions and toxicological data, this AI can help identify potential drug interactions that may not be immediately apparent to the human analyst. And this can be particularly useful in cases where the multiple drugs are involved and where the effects of the drugs may be exacerbated by the other factors such as alcohol and other substances. And even the time of death can be easily examined by the AI models, where all the environmental factors like the humidity, the temperature, we can estimate in a minimum period of the time more accurately and more precisely. And one beautiful aspect of this AI technology, which I have earlier specified in the last conference, where my topic is on the digital autopsy, and I highlighted the material about the COVID pandemic situations where we have to say no to the invasive autopsies. We cannot use our doctors or medical jurists to cut the body part of these patients that are having the this deceased person that are having this COVID infections. So in such sort of the cases, and where we have a very little manpower of the medical jurist and we have little technological things with us, us. We are coming across with a huge amount of errors performing at the time of the postmortem. But by analyzing all these facts with AI, this AI will significantly assist in the postmortems. And even the medical collection of the body fluids and visceral organs will be very easy, and we can test it, the body externally as well as the internal, and all conditions will be noted properly. Nowadays, which we have seen the post-mortem report of the medical jurist, we are often in a state of a dilemma whether what is there and what poison is coming to us. The information is very little, and but by the use of this, we can say that the time of the post-mortem will significantly reduce, and in spite of that, we are having much more information which will not be able to us in any form. If we apply the AI, we can have that information very significant, and we can have a record of that that cannot be changed. So AI in forensic toxicology is to analyze the complex data like the toxic substances and even the metabolites in the biological samples more efficiently and accurately. And it helps identify the patterns and predict the toxic effects of the drugs. Even AI algorithms can aid in the interpreting the mass spectrometry. We have various cases related to the medical treatment where once I will highlight a case where recently we have examined a case where the jugular vein of the patient was cut by the doctors during performing this surgery. And then there were applications of anesthesia drugs, and now we have to confirm, and decision of the cause of death in such cases will be very difficult. But if such a sort of surgeries will be performed by the robotics technique using this AI, they can have much more information that how to proceed for the surgeries and what are the effects of the anesthetics. Now, besides that, we have numerous applications of artificial intelligence, and one is the audio analysis, where AI models can analyze the audio recordings, detect the tampering, and identify the individuals as based on their voice patterns. So voice authentication and identification technique is recently being applied in forensic laboratory, Jaipur, Rajasthan, and one of our chairperson, Dr. Mukesh, has performed the case, and in which they have decided that the audio the voice was authentic of the Divya Mittal, and that was a very first case of the voice analysis in our state. And so by way of this, we can identify the voices and their authentications and identifications can be done very easily. So it is a much more informative thing. Now, forensic science apps in the document analysis, where several AI and ML models have developed for the various handwriting analysis, where AI models can analyze the handwriting styles to help determine the authorship of the document or identify the forgeries. Even in signature verifications, this machine learning algorithms can compare the signatures to verify their authenticity by assessing the various features in the patterns, and which is very difficult in case of the manual performation of the identification and verifications. And third is the document classifications, where these AI models can classify those documents based on their contents, their age, language, or originating in investigations. In forgery detections, where AI can detect alterations and inconsistencies in the documents, such as identifying the digitally manipulated images or the text. Now, facial recognitions, as we have been various earlier presentations, the topic is very highlighted these days, that is the facial recognitions. So AI-powered facial recognition systems, they are used to identify individuals from their images or the video footages, aiding in the criminal investigations. Now we can have AI-powered facial recognition systems that can identify individuals from the surveillance footages and images, helping these law enforcement agencies to quickly identify the suspects and persons of the interest. I will take concern of this AI technology to the Manipur violence case, where we can easily trace the suspects from the mobs who were taking those innocent women there. So the faces of these culprits person can be easily identified on utilizing this facial recognitions by taking pictures of those mobs. And one more here is that stop always making women a soft target for the crimes. Now, looking to the Manipur sort of the violence, the AI applications are not only to that of the analysis or the collections of the evidences, but we have to intervene the psychology to aid in the criminal profiling. So by analyzing the large amount of the data, these AI algorithms can identify the patterns and characteristics that may be associated with certain types of such mob crimes, or the rape sort of crimes, or POXO crimes, or crimes against children or offenders. For example, AI systems may analyze the crime scene photographs and other evidences to identify the commonalities between the different cases and helping investigators to narrow down their search for the suspects. And another area where the AI is being used in forensic psychology is in the risk assessment. So by analyzing the data on the past criminal behavior, as well as other factors such as the age and the gender, these algorithms can predict the likelihood that an individual will commit a crime in the near future or not. And this information can be used by the judges and the parole boards to make more informed decision about the sentence or the release of the suspects. So there are many challenges, the ethical concerns, the biases, the interpretations of the data. We will take care of that in the forensic psychology. Now, the forensic images. Now, AI can enhance and restore all the low qualities images and videos from the surveillance cameras, improving the clarity of the crucial visual evidences. And we can crack the cases, and the suspects can be come out. Now, one more question is being asked by Madhulika madam earlier, the very first day. How can we recognize when a person is covering his face with some cloth or something? So in such cases, the user recognition of the eye scan, the iris scan, the fingerprinting system, and even everyone is carrying their mobile phone. So now everyone is at the highlights of this AI surveillance system. And no one can hide itself. So after development of this AI, it is difficult to hide oneself. So we have security passes, we have user recognition systems where we can detect the iris, and we can grant this access for the person to perform the such works. Now we comes to the police interrogations and work and to search in the mobs and in the so much crowd, where AI techniques are used by police to scan every human being and the data movement. AI technology is used for surveillance to monitor the crowd for any anomaly. And it evaluates the video footages for crime and apply these facial recognitions to the optimum effect. So artificial intelligence in policing is expected to bring about changes in the security and assurance to a society. Now, with this, we have so many aspects of artificial intelligence. I will not go into the depth of the whole thing, looking to the time shortage. So we can identify the digital evidence analysis, where the digital evidence is from the computer, smartphones, and other devices. It can help recover the deleted files and analyze the metadata and trace online activities. Then pattern recognitions, where the patterns in the crime data helping the agencies for the potential crime hotspots and allocate resources. And in the data analysis, where we can have the large volumes of the data from the phone records, financial transactions, social media, so we can uncover all these connections. In blood stain pattern analysis, in geospatial analysis, where we can help reconstruct the crime scene, track the movements, and understand the geographical context of the crime. In productive analysis, we can predict what is going to be there and preventing the crimes before they occur. So evidence prioritization, which evidence is more favorable and which can impact, we can prioritize that evidence also. So now we are coming for these evidences to the footprints and the fingerprints identifications, where the Machine learning algorithms can assist in matching and identify the fingerprints and footprints, streamlining the process of fingerprinting analysis and footprint analysis at the crime scene. And it can have a very authenticate and accurate data profiling that can give us much more valuable information. Now, the documents and image verifications, and in the airports, we have our documents need to be verified. And on the basis of that, we can easily detect the fraud. Now, artificial intelligence in forensic ballistics, where AI is the potential to revolutionize this ballistics by enabling faster and accurate analysis of firearms and ammunition evidences. And with the development of more advanced algorithms, we can have a collaborations between the forensic scientists and the AI experts to ensure that the technology is being utilized for assessing the bullet trajectory pathway and the velocity of the ammunitions and the bullets and all. So that will give us much valuable information in the forensic sciences, somewhere it is applied also. Now I'm coming to the medical sciences, where these AI technology in form of the robotics gives us much more valuable, significant things in performing the surgeries, in doing the brain scans, and all body scans are there. So these medical robots will give us information, and I think this robotics comes as a boon in this medical sciences. How likewise the surgical robots, where the robotic system assists surgeons in performing the minimal invasive procedures, and image guided surgery, where we have provided the surgeons with the detailed guidance and the visualizations of the real-time images, and augmented reality, where a critical information is given to a surgeon, that field of view aiding in the navigations and decision making, where to perform the surgery, what to do that. And predictive analytics for any complications. If there is suppose there is a likelihood of complications, that surgeries, then enabling the proactive measures to prevent them. In neurosurgery planning, in planning the complex brain surgeries by analyze the scans and identify the pathways. In tissue recognitions, where we can differentiate between the healthy and the diseased tissues during surgery and reducing the risk. And providing the anesthesia, management of that anesthesia in the real time, and the skill assessment and training to the learned surgeons and assess their skills. In robotic assisted procedures, where robotic arms controlled by surgeons with AI guidance enable intricate and delicate movements during the surgeries. So these AI applications contribute more accurate, efficient, and safer surgical procedures, and ultimately improving the patient outcomes and reducing the risk of their health. Now, the video recognitions, AI can assist us in recognizing the video about the terrorist activity. It can also assist us by use of the facilities like drone AIs, where accident cases analysis can be done, and we can assume about what can happen, in which direction the accident took place, and in what sort of the vehicles are there, and what are the conditions of the road. So AI can assist in all this. Now I'm coming to the DNA analysis, which has immensely gives the significant information in the POXO cases, in the rape cases, where AI can help in DNA matching more accurately, aiding in identifying the suspects or linking crime scene evidences, in sample interpretations, in database searches, in familial DNA analysis, in quality controls process, reducing the risk to the errors and ensuring the accurate results. In sample prioritizations, which sample is more relevant to the cases, improve the resource allocations, prediction of physical traits like eye color, hair color based on the DNA, providing additional investigative lead. In ancestry and geographic origins, where AI can estimate an individual ancestry and geographic profiling done in suspect profiling. It would be helpful in the suspect profiling. In interpretation of low template DNA samples, which are often challenging for human analysts due to their small quantities. In pattern recognitions also. But besides that, we can say that AI can provide valuable assistance to human expertise, and oversight remain essential in interpreting the results, making final judgments, and considering the legal and ethical complications of using this AI in DNA analysis. So it helps us more in identifying these aspects. Now, the much more concern which I am going to see here is that millions of the images are created every day and fake identities are prepared every day from the available data on the cloud and on the network. And here we have the real images available on the net. It may be mine also. And these images are then converted to a fake videos, which are not related to these special persons. So this will become a biggest challenge of the artificial intelligence, and it will occurs because we have very little of the artificial intelligence persons to recognize that whether these videos are fake or the real. So this generative AI is the biggest challenge in the coming these decades, where everyone is creating such sort of the videos and the images and the personalities which are not really existing in this real-time framework. And to identify such videos and these creations of the AI, they are dealing us with day to day in the form of the emails and giving us the informations, and we can be easily hacked by all these these fake personalities. So this is the biggest challenge I have seen for the forensic scientist in the near future to identify all these things. So flood of contents on the various sites of the internet, and this is all useless wrong contents that can waste a lot of paper on the internet, and where we have now medical which has posted several posts on the internet for creating a dilemma sort of information and to make more money and to make their more followers to get a lot of the money. So people are utilizing this AI technology to create this useless contents on the and fake content on the internet. Now, one important aspect about this AI is the electoral processes greatly affected by this AI, where it has been applied for using the wrong, for making the wrong psychological framework of the minds of the public by creating advertisement and that are being sent to only specific persons looking to their specific thoughts level perceptions on the internet. So a big questions for the electoral democracies where we can do the political defamations of the political persons, personalities, and extra image creations can also be done by that. So we have seen these situations in the case of the Trump and the Pelosi relationship, which can imply in this case by the AI system to defamate the highest personality like the president and the our prime ministers and other ministers. So these internet platforms, now we are coming with the bills that are very much needed so as to get rid of all such wrong news. So internet platforms can be blocked according creating the wrong news, and we have a data bill that gives the government powers to block the internet platforms, and it may also include the banks and the insurance companies. Where the digital personal data protection bill gives powers to the central government to order blocking of an internet platform in the name of data fiduciary when it is found to be engaging in repeated and serious violations on the data handling. And these may not only include the social media giants, but the banks, insurance companies, and many other more. Now, AI governance must involve the labor unions, where as companies adopt the AI, the labor and civil society groups need to have a say to boost overall economic productivity and the wages. And if we see that our society has already become too tired, one top, they are the big tycoons and who firmly believe they have earned their wealth because of their amazing geniuses. And at the bottom, we have the regular people whom the leaders view as the error prone and ripe for their replacement. So as AI penetrates the economist, it looks increasingly likely that the two tiers will grow more further apart. So to lift the balance of the power towards the employees and civil society and worker groups, it need to have a say in how new automation tools will be deployed. Now, the important thing, the artificial intelligence in crime scene investigation. This AI-assisted investigations process vast amount of the data and identify the patterns that may not be immediately apparent to the investigators. AI can analyze evidence more quickly and accurately than the human investigators, and it can help identify the potential suspect and assist in the development of investigative leads. The crime scene investigations, the various modules of AI can be applied in form of the tally forensics, in form of object recognition, in getting the real-time sensing of the things like explosives and chemicals, and this the warfares also, the real-time identifications and discriminations between the objects. And the drone machines are now using AI techniques, which is highly significant in crime scene investigations. And in getting the information from the dead bodies, which are found in places of least approach, like in danger, forested area, deep wells, hilly areas, drowned under the water, or sea or rivers, ponds, etc. As in the Bhilwara case, we can also utilize this. And it may helpful in searching the terrorist and explosive materials, object recognitions, chemical weapons and drugs used in the trafficking. Even it can be highly useful in tracing the human trafficking. In cases of train accidents, in getting the person human recognition, in plane crashes, in mass casualties, in suicide cases, in hostels, like we have in Kota. So the portable sensing devices using AI for forensic analysis can sense the arsons, can sense the hidden substances. We can have these thermal sensors based, chemical sensors based AI schemes for analyzing the dangerous gases on site detections. We have X-ray based, laser based, and IR based equipmentations implied in the artificial intelligence technology, which is very cost effective, time saving, and we can have the fast results. Now, what about the documentations and the preservations of the evidences? So we need to tag the exhibit details with the unique codes to ease the maintenance of chain of custody from the investigating officer of police to sending it to the forensic laboratory, or to preserve the samples from the medical jurist or any places. Now, simple thing about this data science utilizes the statistics, probability, linear algorithms. We have so many data providers. We have to make a model, learning model. It enables the machine to think without a man. And machine learning is a subset of AI, and deep learning makes a multi-neural work architecture to mimic a human brain and then perform intelligently like a general reasoning, general learning, and then to solve various problems. So it is more precise, accurate, and providing a fast informations and collaborations. Now, the latest concern of AI, where the machine has replaced man from various works and makes life easier. Like earlier, we have appliances, mixers, grinders, vehicles, computers, but now these machines are acquiring intellectuals as of the human minds, and they are emotional too. So when we are dealing with population explosion on part of humans, on the other hand, we are going to create artificial human populations as robots, and also huge populations of all those exist online. So sooner this rail will arise towards creating problems to the power and affects electoral systems. It may destroy the democracies. So every field will be greatly affected by AI, and it will soon create a big generation gap between the human era emotional intelligence to the machine emotional intelligence with a thought that couldn't be controlled under the law. So it requires to have strict laws to be made prior to organize this newly emerging technology in every field, where robot is creating a robot, where we have pretty robots, emotional intelligent robot, the Mark 1 robot sort of. They are giving us every emotional touch to our lives. So here we see the future of AI as both constructive and as destructive, as a boon or as a curse. And we have joined the hands with America, where technology intervention in every field, India and America ties their hand. The future of AI is India and America. And various questions arises by that AI labs are creating more smarter brain, not easy to distinguish the work whether it is a man or a machine. But the boon is that AI can make breast cancer detection easier. AI helps to treat patients healthy within a month. Earlier, we have more than 8 months or 1 year to get out of these situations. We have AI beds that maintain the temperatures according to the body and gives a sound sleep. It is being utilized in the hotels, in the restaurants, and hospitality. But too much dependence is unhealthy, where the junior doctors are asking the chatbot about the treatment of the patients, but it will create difficulties in the ethical considerations. And there are medical problems and disease predictions, which is a big boon, where in the very earlier stage of the childhood, we can identify whether we will get the diabetes or not. Now, in identification of the vehicle direction with the speed management system at the national highways, we are using the spike barriers, which will stop the vehicles to go in a wrong direction, or in a high speed, they will puncture their tires. And we have one more applications of this, where we have the glasses where the language is being converted on the desired language, that is the speech to text, and the cost is only 8,000 rupees. That has been created. So manpower will highly reduced, and the computer will design the things and robot will perform the work. So the work of the 40 persons will be done by 4 only. In Kota, we have suicide cases to save the students from suicides and using the spring devices in fan. So this is also AI applications. And one more thing is the need of the graphic chips, the processing units for AI models that will be of a great concern for such analysts. And non-government organizations and companies, they are making big profits by AI, creating the big disparity in the economic systems. So there are a lot more dangers. So control laws should be there and they should be effective. Otherwise, the robot will say that they will destroy us very soon, creating their emotional intelligence. Whatever they will taught, they will implicate on us. So there are many limitations like intra and inter variations, the lack of the training data, performance is limited to available trainings, and they are vulnerable to network inflicted attacks. But many advantages, enhancing the robustness of the models and update the technology according to the latest problems. Now, this is all about, and where one critical information given by the Elon Musk, that he feared that AI may replace the humans altogether. So there is a risk that advanced AI either eliminates or constrains humanity's growth. And he has a quote that I think that we should be very careful about the artificial intelligence. If I had to guess at what our biggest existential threat is, it is probably the AI. And James Perret also showed his concern in the book, Our Final Invention, Artificial Intelligence and the End of the Human Era. So we should be very, very careful in all the aspect. And AI has the potential to revolutionize the field of forensic sciences and make it more accurate, efficient, and reliable than ever before, but needs ethical concerns and expertise in removing the any biases. So very fast I am because of the content and the useful matter, the boon and curse of this AI field in the forensic sciences. So I hope that will give a great insight to the listeners of the forensic science field. Thank you.